Caleb, what's your topic?
I didn't really have a topic, but if you want,
We can go Trevor first.
Well, mine kind of is really related to Ben's.
same.
Okay. So Trevor.
Oh, yours is too?
Yeah, well, I just kind of had the idea. I wouldn't mind talking about professional gaming.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
In the whole aspect of not only here in America and how it's on the rise, but mostly in Korea. And like Korea, like I believe South Korea especially. Like South Korea, I mean like over there, like
I don't know. North Korea has a pretty big no internet.
Kim
scene.
Jong-un is really into League of Legends and
Great at
recently
Street
Overwatch. Honestly,
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
but yeah, like the South Korean, like the gaming over there is crazy. Like the internet cafes and like the whole. I mean, like they have companies that just mine gold in MMOs and sell gold. And like there's been like reports of people dying because they get like from exhaustion from playing so much and being
Literally not taking care of their bodies.
Literally
They play that much.
Yeah, because they would just like die of just like malnutrition or exhaustion.
It's
a
such
heart attack from the stress.
and it's such a serious concern that the government has regulations.
which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's
like
really
I'm not saying that's not a good part of it, but I mean just like the amount of money that is funneled in, and you know, League of Legends, the last League of Legends World Championship had more viewers than the Super Bowl. I mean, yeah.
Go Broncos.
That's impressive. Let's not talk about the Super Bowl. Shut it. But you know, and like even like the professional gamers over there, I mean, like it's not uncommon for like professional gamers to like be dating supermodels and like that, like they're like famous people and they're celebrities over there, and like
Dude, I remember, this is vaguely related, but I was a big StarCraft 2 player, and my favorite player was named Idra.
did you date a supermodel?
No, but he did.
Really?
And I was like a 14-year-old kid, and I see this fucking nerd. Like, this guy is such a nerd. He's like, comes up, and he's like interviewing, and they mention something about his girlfriend. He's like, oh, come over here. And it's just this extremely hot woman. And I'm like, what the fuck? This dude plays StarCraft 2 for a living, and he's got this fucking chick crazy about it?
His hands hurt from playing video games.
Yeah, I was so blown away. I was like, this is...
Did you play a game with Idra?
Yeah, Heroes of the Storm.
Oh.
I never played it. I was never good enough to play him in StarCraft 2, but I did play him in Heroes of the Storm, so...
It's impressive though.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Idra's a cool guy.
What do you guys think about professional gaming?
I think it's awesome.
I think it's the next big thing.
Revenge of the Nerds.
I think you'll see a Sports Center like channel like develop. I think there'll be
ESPN has started to pick it up.
If ESPN doesn't do their own show, like their own little thing on their cable network, someone else will.
I was thinking about this though. Do you think that it's actually going to go to TV, or do you think it's just going to stay online?
The most recent CS:GO tournaments was on CBS, I think. No, Cartoon Network maybe.
Nah,
they were on a channel.
Like TBS. Probably like TBS, something
maybe,
like that,
or CBS. But my sister at home was like bugging my parents to get off the TV because she wanted to watch the CS:GO tournament, and my mom like comes upstairs and she's like, you know, your sister's watching like people play video games on TV, and I was like, yeah, it's like a tournament, and she's like, no, but like she's just watching them play a video game. I'm like, yeah, Mom, that's the thing.
I don't want to watch that on a TV. I would rather like stream it online.
I mean, that's the same thing.
No, but like, I mean, it's just the argument of how long you think TV is actually going to be around or something like that.
I mean, even here, we don't have a TV, or we don't have TV.
Have cable.
Yeah, we don't have cable,
but we watch TV.
But we have cable network. We have cable network shows.
Yeah, but you know, if CS goes on, I'm gonna go to Twitch, or I'm gonna go to like a Zubu before I'm gonna go to ESPN.
Well, bullshit. I want ESPN to throw all that money on it, dude. It'll be the freaking... Dude, are you kidding me?
I've learned that
ESPN to fund a tournament, to the camera work, the people there, the security, the streamline, dude. Hire the... Dude, I'm just saying, for Smash is the only thing that I've been like decently exposed to a professional scene. If ESPN paid the best TOs to come in and run a tournament and let them streamline it, that's the best. That's got to be the best way.
What I've learned is, as soon as corporate sponsorships hit anything, it just goes. It usually just sucks. I'm sorry, but like every time, like, you know, even like Smash 4, like Nintendo is sponsoring Smash 4. And the last Smash 4, like, not the last Smash 4 tournament, but it was EVO or maybe CEO or one of those big tournaments. I mean, like, they had so many corporate sponsorships, and like there's so much more commercials, and there's so much more downtime, and that's bad for the players because then they have to spend more time waiting and sitting and like more anxiety building up for their matches.
I think there are counterexamples to that.
If I could just catch you guys for a second. Wobro said ESPN's run by Disney, which is run by the Lizards, and it would be corporate as shit. Or corporate as fuck, I'm not really sure.
Run by the Lizards.
And it would have all the issues of a AAA games in TV form.
I agree.
Points for Caleb.
I agree.
Well, but I mean, I think the counterexample to that would be League of Legends, because at a time, they were losing a lot of money
The
running
most
it as a
toxic community.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of League of Legends. Dota 2 might be worse, but
Yeah, but like Dota 2 like almost is like.
but
I read
the-
about Smash. I read about Melee on ESPN.
well, hang on. But
That's
let me
very
get back,
different from
let me
like
get back
ESPN covering something to ESPN running something. Whole very different.
Well, the thing is, though, Riot Games poured an enormous amount of money, far more than they were making running like a pro scene and having all that, into the League of Legends Championship Series, and it became a huge success. And that's something that ESPN could do. But I just don't want to see ESPN ever touch it. I want to see ESPN tank.
I'd like to say...
I'd love to see. It's a big fuck you to.
Yeah, and I would never watch something on ESPN because I think it's just like, it's icky. I don't like it. I don't want to see it on SportsCenter. Like,
I'd like to say the what you're kind of about the most recent, the Dota, what is it, international tournament, and then the Rocket League tournament, which like just ended today. Those were both put on, I think, all on their own with whatever company is sponsoring them,
Which
that
is
sort of thing.
awesome.
And their
Awesome.
production value was incredible. I was fully impressed. But the only thing I don't like is that the commentators are just not up to par yet.
Commentating.
They're just
But
terrible.
that's like, and that's what like what kind of it sounds like what you're going off of is I don't want to see ESPN reaping any of the benefits from the stuff that 10 years ago they were like, look at all these, you know, like
a year ago. Like
a year ago,
yeah.
Literally, like, and I don't want to see any of those big corporate or corporations making any money off of that. I want to see them tank.
Well, I mean, if you like, when you think
100%.
about the video game community, it's like guys on Reddit, which is basically like they're running their own subreddit, they're running their own thing. Twitch, which is a relatively new website. Some guy basically started it,
which
and
was
it's-
bought out by Google.
Yeah, well, it's been bought out, but it's still like it's kind of ours, you know. Like
mean,
it feels like we have like brought that up.
when Google buys things, they get better.
Yeah, Google.
Yeah.
I
think
like
actually it's
what Google
Amazon
does.
that owns them.
No, it's Google.
No, yeah, I think Amazon does own Twitch.
Google was gonna buy them, but Amazon like swooped in.
Yeah, which Amazon is
Oh,
still
Google
like
owns YouTube.
Jeff Bezos kind of knows what he's doing, but like
Yeah, but I mean, like,
CEO.
I guess like it doesn't feel right to watch that stuff on ESPN. But I mean, if you look back at like Brood War, which is like the original esport, which was in Korea, like in the
I never watched
'90s.
it.
that's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. That's the second time you guys have mentioned Brood War. I don't even know what that
90s?
is.
It's the
Yeah,
first
like literal
StarCraft.
90s?
It's
like
the
late
expansion of StarCraft 1.
Yeah, and so this game was
Was this PC?
The best
Yeah,
RTS
PC.
ever made, StarCraft Brood War.
yeah, definitely the best RTS.
Oh wait, Brood
Is that
War
what you
is-
play on NCG?
Yeah, StarCraft Brood
That's
War.
just
Okay. So is that
You can
was
get-
an expansion? Of
Yeah,
that?
and it makes it so much better. There's
But-
a bunch of new units and
Both
stuff.
being educated.
But the point is that game had 2 TV networks
Yeah.
on television broadcasting like every match. And that is kind of what carried it from like, oh, this is like a cool game to like, oh, more people watch StarCraft Brood War at a time in South Korea than they watch soccer. It was the #1 sport in South Korea.
No.
Yeah.
You guys keep talking about watching on like TV channels. I think the world is shifting it towards streaming, like internet streaming. And like earlier, I loved being able to turn on the Rocket League Championship on Twitch on my TV upstairs and just let it be on. And I kind of forgot they were sponsored by Mobile One, so like on occasion it would cut over to be a little Mobile One commercial, and then it'd cut back to like whatever. And it's just, you know, I don't have to deal with like
Talk about somebody
Cable networks and all
reaping
this.
benefits as an oil company. Not to get on that. Fuck oil companies.
I'm just saying,
Hey, genius
the era of no commercials on that, it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
It's,
oh yeah, I mean,
and plus the shift.
commercials run everything.
ESPN,
online.
no one can create any
Or
content
ads.
without ads. There's just
Yeah.
no way. But even the shift from cable, you might not have TV. If you start streaming, ESPN will still be there. we have all that shit on. Everyone will switch from just being a cable. They'll be able to do things.
Yeah.
But like if you look at it, it's going to be interesting. This is a completely different topic. Maybe we'll save it for another time. But radio's still around. So what's going to happen to TV? Because it's just like a bunch of people stop. People still listen to the radio.
Like if everyone shifts to streaming, I just want to see Comcast.
Also, to be honest,
but they'll just shift to streaming. They'll just shift to being an internet provider.
Also, there's still a big market for people with radio. Like I feel like the reason why radio is still alive is there's still a lot of people over 35, over 40 who like to listen to the radio. Because how many people really under 30 do you think consistently listen to a radio channel?
I always listen in the car.
Really? Do you think,
dude, with the ability to have apps like iHeartRadio to tune into, say I'm out here, if I wanted to listen to a radio station from back home, now I can do that. And I count that as listening to the radio, even though I'm still online, but I'm still listening.
Is it connecting to a radio station?
Yeah, I mean, you just take their feed.
Do you actually do that though?
Yeah, listen. I don't do it as much, but now that I work at a radio station, I don't listen to the radio that much because I'm at the radio and
well, but I'm gonna say even if radio as it was ends, they still produce content that people are interested in, and that's just going to become podcasts, and it's going to become online streaming shows.
What's interesting too is satellite radio took off. It was a huge thing. XM was huge, Sirius was huge. XM kind of fell, Sirius took them over, whatever. Now it's who even has satellite radio?
Well, I think it's just a standard thing in cars, and if people want to listen to it, you can still get that content because there's a lot of good content on XM. Commercial free,
satellite radio is cool, but I just
people who can afford it.
My parents had it for a while. Now they don't. They don't really care for it. They have their music on their phones. They have apps on their phones they can listen to. They have.
Not everyone knows how to work those apps. They can work a dashboard on a car, but they can't work on,
But that's again what I'm saying. People under 30, under 25.
Also our generation's so obsessed with living in the past. They are. Millennials are obsessed with nostalgia and living in the past and all that stuff. And
I wouldn't say living in the past.
I think more about the.
Are you kidding?
No, we like to make old things new.
Which is what happened.
I wouldn't say we live in the past, though.
I think that's very true for styles and not so much for technology.
No, but I'd still say that
I feel like that's not very relevant.
They're trying to make the 90s
new
cool
technology that reminds us of old technology, though.
Let's engage the chat here. We got some stuff going on.
We got stuff.
Radio has less cost to operate. Absolutely. Radio is also a drastically different medium than TV.
Last big Halo tournament saw a new large product to the game: TV and Internet Xfinity.
Could you elaborate on that? Because I watched some of the Halo tournament. I don't know what he's talking about.
Sponsorships.
Oh, just being sponsored by.
So he was saying there's a day where people would sell keyboards and RAM. Those would be the sponsors. And so you were just talking about Mobile One.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit more diversification of sponsors who are willing to invest in.
So you're saying sponsorships outside of just revolving around the gaming community?
Yeah, so it would be cool.
Mobile One's not a computer company or something that would be pertaining to.
But if somebody playing Rocket League wants to go put one in their car.
That's what I was saying. A genius move by Mobile One to sponsor a car game.
Well,
a car sports game.
And not only that partnership lets Mobile One put a Rocket. If they could talk it, put a Rocket League sticker right on their bottle, and then that'll sell.
A huge demographic of people that will buy Mobile One because they're Rocket League.
I wonder if you'll see
free title or free card topper for Mobile One if you buy this bottle. Oh, great!
I wonder if you'll see reciprocal, sponsorships maybe on Mobile One's NASCAR. There'll be a Rocket League sticker or something. That'd be pretty interesting. I don't know how exactly that would work.
Wasn't there a World of Warcraft NASCAR?
I don't know. I remember just talking about
gaming's cool now.
Gaming is cool now.
Coke and Pepsi. I actually went to MLG in Columbus when I was in high school, and they had these giant Dr. Pepper booths everywhere. You could not go anywhere without seeing Dr. Pepper. And I think it's funny, but it's very true.
What a terrible pop, by the way.
What?
Terrible.
Dr. Pepper?
No.
Oh, that's outrageous. Dr. Pepper's good.
Dr. Pepper, honestly, that hits my mouth, and I'm ooh, it just reminds me.
You don't like the, what is it,
23 flavors?
23 flavors?
It's terrible. Make up your decision if you're a cola or if you're a root beer.
Root beer sucks.
If you drink of that,
they have an MD.
So,
What is it?
So 13 Beans is saying the new markets need to appeal to younger generations through esports. I think he's saying like the people who are advertising through esports want to reach the younger demographic that's watching esports.
Actually, I think males
I'd agree with
between like 13 and like 25 are the hardest demographic to reach as far as advertising goes.
Well, that's another problem. Sorry. No.
What?
You were talking about toxicity in gaming communities. That's another kind of issue with esports. Is it's a lot of like 15 to 25 white males.
I'd like to go back to what Ben.
But if you look at that, sorry. He's talking about toxicity.
Excuse you.
I have a comment on the toxicity.
Go ahead.
Professional sports have arguably the
Yeah.
more toxic fan bases, so
That's
it's
true.
kind of just what happens when you just get more and more people involved. You're getting more and more people.
I think it's anybody.
You get assholes involved.
Also-
and then,
Yeah, Caleb.
Caleb.
Well, I want to go back to what you said earlier, but talking about toxicity, it's very interesting to see how toxicity like kind of ceases to exist in a face-to-face community. Like obviously I have a lot of experience in the Super Smash Bros. Melee community, and I also have a lot of experience in the League of Legends community. And a little bit back, I don't do it so much anymore, but like the amount of toxicity thrown both ways, including for me, I got caught up in it, playing League of Legends. You can turn into a real toxic player. I think
And
you can-
Overwatch.
a little bit Overwatch, not nearly as much, but like sometimes people just suck. That's how the world works.
Our boy.
Hey, LFC 23,
LFC.
welcome
We're
back.
very happy to see you back. We're talking about toxicity in gaming and a bunch of other stuff right now. But anyways, like in Super Smash Bros, like the toxicity, it's still there a little bit, and it's almost cliquey in demographic. Like Pittsburgh and Northeast Ohio, I like go at it sometimes, and Pittsburgh and Columbus, and Pittsburgh and everyone.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is. I love you guys, but you're toxic as hell. I don't know why.
Aliens.
But anyway, it's really interesting that people will be so toxic when they know they can be safe and they don't have to deal with that interaction and the confrontation. What was it that you said that's really sparking me earlier?
So I was saying that as far as like if you're looking for a demographic that's hard to reach as an advertiser,
Why? Why is it 13 to 25?
I don't know. I just remember hearing that statistic. I think probably because a lot of kids just sit at home on the internet.
I also think it's just because
Well-
that 13 to 25 age is like it's a point in your life where you're very malleable and you're constantly learning and you're forming your own opinions and you're trying to decide who you're going to become.
Are you seeing that
About the
connection?
yeah, I think it's him.
Yeah, keep going.
Our connection's great.
Okay.
I'm checking it right now. No, but I think that demographic's hard to reach too, is because we're always so interested in the newest things.
Yeah,
we're right in that
constantly
range. So like
moving
the new phone comes out, we want it. The new whatever comes out, we want it. The new game, we want to play it. Like that sort of thing. So marketers don't know how to access us because they're always a step behind whatever the newest
Which is
like
awesome.
ability to
it's
reach us
good
with.
that we're not so
Like,
susceptible to marketing.
YouTube all of a sudden has all these ads, so people start advertising. Then we get ad blocker, and we're like, "Fuck YouTube."
And to
then we
me,
get
like,
Twitch,
there's very, very few ads that ever catch a hold of me because even a good ad, usually most of the time, I'm like, sure. I'm just so incredibly cynical to all ads and to like, just.
And I think
Have
we
you-
usually
sorry.
are very social, and so a lot of times you can like figure out if something's good or bad talking to your friends or talking to somebody you know. Where if you're maybe older and like you kind of live in a very not diversified group, I think you can be more susceptible to advertising. But I think we've kind of gone really far off topic with that actually.
Yeah, the chat is great right now. So let's see. So Uber is having some connection issues, which I think is not us. I think our connection's great. Then LFC wanted to help him out, and he said he wants to see Caleb's beautiful body, and the chat agreed.
If we get 25 subscribers, maybe we will.
Yeah, if we get 25 subscribers, I will absolutely take off my shirt for this. I don't know if
I don't think anyone wanted you to take off their
Or
shirt.
followers, not subscribers.
Yeah.
Followers, guys. Followers.
Yeah, it's
Just
actually two
click the
different things
follow
on
button.
Twitch.
Just click it.
Eventually, subscribers.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll
We'll
get
get
there.
there.
Yeah.
We just need 1,000 followers or something.
But
You
Caleb's
know it.
pretty easy. He'll take his shirt off for followers.
It's 25. Or $10.
All right, let's wrap it back in. Where are we going?
We're I think it's safe to say that professional gaming is on the rise. It will be
For
something. As much as you guys don't like it, I don't think it's going to avoid the corporate eye. It will be. You will see more and more tournaments. I think being
I
sponsored.
think it just takes a few brave and like strong-willed gaming developers. You know, people who aren't so obsessed with making an incredible amount of money and just having this game that, like, let's say the Rocket League community, like, it's a game that people love. A good example of something like that is like Chance the Rapper. Like, Chance the Rapper is like music. Not everybody, but so many people liked it, and he still hasn't signed the label. And yeah, I'm sure he pays. He takes sponsorships and stuff like that, but he doesn't sell his content to a bigger organization. That's the big thing, is owning the content and not selling it out to a larger corporation.
I'd argue though with Rocket League that they are. I think a game like Rocket League's more influenced by the big publishers than you think. Exclusive features,
Definitely.
but like, because so much of the cosmetic items and stuff that you can get in Rocket League are from different games, different companies, different things. Like, you can get flags. My flag
But
is
that's
of
okay. Like, my whole thing is like the way that they run events.
We have a really interesting
Really?
I love
piece.
that.
Thoughts
What's that
on
sports?
esports reaching the Olympics?
Honestly, we were thinking about that. I don't think that's too far off. I think it's still a couple more cycles.
I also don't think, like, to be honest, like, as I'm huge into esports, I love Super Smash Bros. Melee, I'm pretty into Overwatch, and I like games like that, but I don't think esports has a place in the Olympics. I feel like the Olympics is a physical, like,
Not mental.
That is definitely.
No, I don't think
Well,
mental as much.
you bring up a good point, because you don't see chess at the Olympics.
Yeah, that's a game that like would have been at the Olympics.
Yeah, and
by
there's
now.
no place for chess in the Olympics. I'm sorry. Chess
Well,
has its
you
own
could
thing.
argue that it should be there. I think you can,
could, but I
but
would
it's
shut
not
that
there.
down.
Yeah, it's not there. So, I mean, I guess the argument somebody would say is like, yeah, a person who plays chess, I'm not going to call him an athlete, but if they play like a full game, they'll lose body weight because they will consume so many calories just thinking. And I think
Sweating, probably.
Yeah, like somebody lost like
Your heartbeat.
yeah, like you're sweating, just thinking, burning all of those calories. Somebody lost like 2.5 pounds playing just like one game of chess.
13B said Olympics used to host art competitions in the early 20th century.
Interesting.
That'd be
I
something
never
cool
knew
if it
that.
was like maybe like not as prestigious as it, but still part of the event. That might be something. There
That's
was some
definitely a
other.
finesse thing, you know.
They're saying you can argue that about anything with your like competition point.
Like that's another example though of esports being absorbed into like a larger.
Esports is being absorbed in that mainstream culture. Video games are officially mainstream culture.
But they
now.
can still become mainstream culture. Excuse me. They can still be like a mainstream culture, but they could be their own thing. They could be Olympics, and then there could be the esports world championship run by something totally different. That's not the Olympic committee. Like I don't think they need to be a part of the Olympics. They're so big and they've already generated so much interest that I think that they could have that worldwide recognition completely on their own.
And let's face it, if like they did end up being in the Olympics, it would just give South Korea like so many more gold medals.
What about shooting though?
Shooting is interesting.
Do you have to be? Would you say shooting is physical as much as it is just timing and?
Isn't shooting
That's precision?
is shooting its own thing, or is it shooting a part of the triathlon thing?
No, it's its own thing. Like the first medal of the Olympics was air rifle,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and it's just target shooting. You stand and you just.
Well,
But I think that's
her name was the most American name I've ever heard. It was like, Virginia Thrasher.
Oh wow.
That's who won us the first gold medal.
Yay,
That's the
Virginia!
most American name.
very physical though. It's like it's hand-eye coordination and
Because
like,
you don't have racing. Racing would be the same thing.
They have cycling.
I
Race.
think-
They have cycling.
It's literally operating a machine.
cycling could be in the Olympics. I mean, like, but this like, well, I guess that's
Is
like,
cycling not
'cause in-
racing?
Well, cycling, it's really like you're using an instrument, but it's all your physical like ability,
But I think Trevor's our car guy over here. Racing like takes a pretty big physical toll
Yeah.
on you.
I think
Those
if you
dudes-
make an argument for
very
racing,
different.
Those
then
dudes that do the Le Mans 24 hours, like,
But racing's
It's
not
crazy.
in the Olympics, right?
I don't think so.
Car racing.
Not car racing.
Yeah, so
So,
I was
I mean,
gonna say if
So
you,
maybe that like
but if you're just operating a steering wheel, how different is that from using a keyboard?
It's very true. That's a very good argument.
I wouldn't put those in the same boat. Because
Why
like,
not?
well, you're not just operating a steering wheel. Like
You're
when
using a
racing
manual
car,
shift. You're using your pedals.
You're using feet, you're using arms, you're using everything, but also you have physics acting on you constantly. Like some of like the IndyCar guys, they take multiple G turns and they have to fight passing out sometimes, and that's a physical thing. You know, that's not you're not
That's
sitting
like,
at
that is physical fitness.
Yeah,
And,
like,
when
you're not sitting at your keyboard, like-
some miles per hour.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure, like
and like your
body is-
reaction times. Granted, playing video games, your reaction times have to
pretty
be
much
just
everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
just as good. But like with racing, perception, reaction times, physical conditioning.
You know, I
whole
think
bunch of
like
stuff.
the more you talk about it, it's really hard to draw a line, and I think it might just be better
Yeah.
not to mix them.
Um,
I think me and Cam
well,
are a little isolationist.
in the
about
chat
this.
here, Stacy D Pro had a good point. She said, "Let's have a separate gaming Olympics. International teams playing each other in different gaming categories." That's kind of
That's a cool idea.
We
That'd be
already
like
kind of have that separated by game, but it'd be cool to have
it all
bunch of
come
games.
together.
Like
A
an
4-year
Iron Man.
event.
Yeah.
A 4-year event hosted
Dude.
by.
I would lose it if they did.
Yeah,
did
I would watch so
That'd be
many
cool.
games. That would be the best in the world coming to see literally and like compete for something like a medal like that. That
And
would be
host
dope.
it in one place somewhere in the world, and then you could just jump between games. You're like, today I want to watch some people compete in Dota.
And guess
tomorrow I
what?
wanna
You
watch
don't need to
people
build a
compete
bunch of
whatever.
infrastructure for that.
Yeah,
You got
You already
hotels
have
and
it.
banquet
you,
halls
you need
and all
a
that
good
stuff.
internet connection, and you're good. But what's
Really?
kind of interesting about that is esports are so international already.
Yeah.
They're not like local sports. Like even like an example of baseball, where it's like kind of international, but like there's concerns about that.
Once in the Olympics, removed and coming back.
Yeah,
in
coming
2020.
back. But like almost all esports, maybe not Melee. Melee's kind of a weird thing, but no, they even have like some European influence.
Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden.
Well, I
So-
mean, like the debatable or like probably the best player in the world, like is from Sweden, Armada. And
Yeah.
one of the other best is Leffen. But that it's interesting
Wait,
because
wasn't Leffen who couldn't get into whatever country?
yeah, his visa. And that's
Yeah.
another thing.
That's a whole crazy
about
thing.
like one of the best players and would have been very influential in one of the world's biggest melee competition. Wasn't allowed into the country because his visa was denied.
Yeah, it's really interesting that they don't get like passes as athletes
Yeah.
right off the bat, which then kind of raises the question: are you an athlete?
Yeah, but that's also that's one of the main problems because anybody would have been allowed in for League of Legends, guaranteed.
Well,
Guaranteed they would have.
That's Riot's influence right there. If we go back to ESPN, that would not happen if ESPN was sponsoring.
At
the show.
this
Okay.
point,
You
Super Smash
ESPN
Bros.
is
community
cool.
is like
Yeah.
practically. It's kind of interesting. I could talk about that community for days, but it's practically an indie game now because it wasn't. But like, there's absolutely no support from Nintendo. They don't like it. They don't want anything, which
They want Wii U.
is incredibly bad decision by
It's
them.
Nintendo.
It's incredibly bad. Nintendo, if you're listening, you're
did-
so dumb.
Hey,
You're so dumb.
To that point, did you see? So, Pokemon
So
Go came
dumb.
out. Pokemon Go blew up. Nintendo's stock went up a bunch.
Oh, this is
Then
so funny.
everyone figured out that Nintendo didn't make Pokemon Go because it was made by Niantic, that used to be a Google company, just with the licensing. And then Nintendo's stock just went and dropped. It was like the lowest it's ever been.
How would you buy stock without doing research?
Because people are dumb. Going back to LFC's point about the
Yeah.
Olympics, something different. It was about amateur athletes rising to fame, but now famous athletes take part and win everything. It's annoying as fuck, I'm assuming is what you said.
Or a
I don't agree with you here. If I'm watching the Olympics, I want the best. I
Right.
want, to be totally honest, I want LeBron James, I want Steph Curry, I want all the guys from the basketball, like, I want the best teams, just
No.
thinking basketball off the top of my head. I want LeBron James on my team, even though he's not, and he has all the right to say no because there's so many good basketball players here. But I'm watching the Olympics.
Man,
I'm
you might
watching
lose.
I'm watching the Olympics. Like, I'm watching the best. I don't care if you're rich. I don't care if you're famous. Granted that gives you stuff, but the best runners in the world, we watch this on Vice and stuff, run. Just in their African towns, all they do is run, and they are formed from champions from these impoverished places. But they're the best because they put the effort in. If you're the best, you're the best. I don't care if you got the money. I don't care if you got the sponsorship.
So-
if you're the best and can back it up, for example, do you not want to see Usain Bolt race? Do you not want to see Michael Phelps swim? I want to watch every single time Michael Phelps is in the pool.
I think that really more comes from like a place like, you know, good examples like the movie Miracle. Like the movie Miracle is a bunch of amateur hockey players from college, you know, and they took all these players together.
Was it?
And
Sorry, Miracle on Ice is the movie, I think.
No, the movie's Miracle, and
it
it was
is?
called The Miracle on
Oh,
Ice.
okay. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
really correct you wrong. With that.
You're
So,
all in the same boat.
anyway. It was about, you know, they just took a bunch of amateur hockey players and put them together, and they,
What? The chat's all over the place. I don't know what's going on.
I decided to interrupt again.
Stay on topic.
Okay.
Stay on topic.
I would just like to say, I agree with you. I want to watch the best in the world at the Olympics. But to LFC's point, this Olympics has been a shit show, and that's all I'd like to say. But that's not because of the rich athletes and whatever, you know.
I think it's
chaos.
like, you know, they like, people like the idea of seeing like new up and comers rising to that
Yeah.
fame. But I agree with, you know, in the end, I want to see the best at whatever it is, the best in the world. That's what you want to see. You know, you don't want to see Michael Phelps not swim just because Michael Phelps is the best already, and we know that.
It's also interesting sometimes to see a Titan fall too.
Yeah.
When there's
So is an upset?
oh, we got a follower.
Yes.
We got a follower.
Awesome. By the way, if you're listening to us and you enjoy this, please give us a follow.
Freshie74 is
You'll
now
get to see
following us.
Carlton dance on the screen, all because you clicked that follow button. You can't turn that up.
And, you know, thanks for joining us, too. But
All right.
you are right. We should stay on topic.
So-
The topic is currently professional gaming, so we are going to move on to Trevor's topic.
That's what I was gonna say. So we're past an hour here on our podcast.
That's
so
fine.
I
Let's
just
keep
want to finish it
We got all
off.
these guys hanging out.
Yeah, for sure. No, so.